Moving into our last section of EconoChat, let's talk business with Mr. Daniel Steinman. We are talking retail, the importance of retail and everything retail. But there is a question that we have, Mr. Daniel Steinman. It is the informal economy retail?
I want to blast you with another brain teaser.
Okay.
A mind bender.
Okay.
The new Agra branch in Oshivelu is a very important retail point for that whole area of southern Ovamboland and northern or northwestern Shumep, that district. And the reason is the distance between Shumep and Ondangwa is about 270 kilometers, and you never had a shopping point in between.
Yeah.
Because Oshivelu was a gate, and in the place where the government stored some stuff to keep the Etosha fences properly mended.
Yeah.
But now it is developed into a small little town, and there's an Agra branch.
Yes.
Now, if you sell to the kuka shops from the Agra branch in that area, is it agriculture? Is it retail or is it informal sector? Because everybody assumes that kuka shops are part of the informal economy. And now it comes back to that whole thing. We all know how important is retail. We see it. We are bombarded by it now, especially now close to Christmas. It's everywhere. But it's not so difficult to capture the contribution of retail as an activity on paper, so that you can actually work with the statistics and you can design policies to promote retail, and you can basically make retail work from an economic point of view to create more prosperity for more individuals.
Okay.
The moment when you listen sometimes to the debate in the National Assembly, they're very fond there to talk of concepts that they know absolutely nothing about. They're very good at it.
I did not say that. I did not say that.
I saw that. And now everybody says, we must support the informal sector.
Yeah.
But now comes the question, what is the informal sector? Is the Agra Oshivelu branch that is definitely not an informal shop. It's a very formal shop in a very formal group, a very respected large group, and they operate very much in agriculture. But they sell coffee and they sell beer. No, I don't think they sell beer.
No,
but
not
you,
beer,
you can go get all the stuff that you need to serve the beer in your cooker. You can get from the Agra branch. So they serve the informal economy or the informal sector. And this is the point that I was making earlier. You cannot ignore retail. You cannot make out the argument it's not there because it's so difficult to measure. But when you start talking about retail, you have to be realistic. You have to always keep in the back of your mind this knowledge that retail is elusive. It's like a snake in the water, You can see it, you can feel it, it's in your hands, but you just can't grab it. And this is what is retail. You see it because you can't ignore the activity. You see people buying, going to the shop. You see tourists arriving. You see farmers buying stuff. You see kuka shop owners buying stuff. So you see that there's a whole spectrum of activity, from very formal to informal. And the reality is that it is very difficult to measure. And if you approach this problem with a dogmatic attitude that I am going to decide, I'm going to draw up the definitions to include certain activities under retail and to exclude certain activities from retail, the moment you start with those definitions, you realize they are all very weak. Retail is the most visible part of the economy, is the most difficult part to capture on paper.
Okay, are you leaving us with that?
I'm leaving you with that.
It was really interesting to know, because for me, I always just looked at retail as, it's just shops. You go buy something, you do it on section there, and then you leave. But now I think for the past 2 weeks that we've discussed this, I really now also understand the importance of retail, and I certainly hope that the listeners also do now understand the importance of retail. So those are the small things that we usually ignore, but it actually contributes a lot to the economy. So on that note, we will say goodbye to you until next week when we do episode 50 with Mr. Daniel Steinman on EconoChat.
It's going to be a milestone.
It is going to be. So let's have fun and let's enjoy the festive season. And we are not saying goodbye yet, but in the meantime, do enjoy.